Okay, we're back on the Cabover project today. We've got the boss here checking out what we found. And it sounds like I may be wrong on my guess of what this is, so let's see what's going on.
Well, there's plenty of it, but I really think this is bearing. And the reason why is it's really super thin. It's almost like it just peeled off. So I bet when we pull some rod or main caps down, we're going to see that it just peeled it like you peeled it with a knife, you know, like you whittled it or something. But it's all lightweight. I think it's definitely bearing. We're going to have to figure out where the heck it came from. I don't know that we care, but we might as well figure it out at this point. Let's see if we can see anything here. Right now we still got the oil pump up, so it's going to be a little difficult. My light's dying, by the way, but generally if you get like one bearing that seizes up or something, it'll kind of be hanging out the rod or the main, or you'll see some discoloration around the rod cap or around the main. You know, kind of give you a telltale that it got hot. It's going to be best with this oil pump out of the way, obviously, but right now I'm not seeing anything obvious, which makes me think more so that it did run out of oil and it didn't get just like one, because sometimes you'll spin just one and it'll be pretty obvious that it's the one, but where all of them look the same, and I'm going to guess it probably just ran out of oil and seized up. They probably all look horrible, but there's not just one particular one. So I guess the thing to do, we're going to get this oil pump off so we can see a little better. Then we'll pull a rod that's down, because we can't roll it over, and maybe a main or two, and just see what we get. But I mean, really, we're just looking now. I mean, we know that it's dead, and we know that it probably spun a bearing, if not all the bearings, but it's more so just looking, trying to figure out maybe what caused what. But ultimately she's gonna need a motor.
Got that right.
And I'm not sure, depending upon what these mains look like, whether we're gonna want to build this one or do something different. I mean, everything's fixable to a point, so we could, but cost effective, maybe we do something else. So yeah, we'll get the pump down, see what we can see, and try and make a decision. Doesn't look good for the cat.
You want me to hold that side while you do this bolt?
Yeah.
Probably still gonna fall.
Right on that bolt.
Maybe. It's coming. Oh. Okay, can you grab that?
Grab what?
The heavy end. Oh. What a mess.
That guy is so pissing out oil.
To get to those, you're probably going to have to put it on this rack.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. Huh?
Alright, we got a main down and a couple of rods. These are the this is the top or the bottom main. What number is this one? Is that 5? And I mean, we got some scarring, but it's nothing that's caused that, obviously. And these are the tops of 3 and 4 rod. And obviously got some wear, but nothing that's going to cause what we got going on either. So my first theory of all of them are just hammered is wrong, so we got to find the one that is causing us some grief. So we'll continue to move onward. We'll start pulling more down. We haven't found it yet. Problem with Cabover is you gotta have the, well, maybe not. We'll get a breaker bar, long bar, and a 15/16 socket, shallow.
I've got this bar right here, so if you want to hop in my top drawer.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna bust her.
Gonna see if she turns over.
Yeah, I'm sure it don't, but I'm gonna try.
Is that shallow enough? Is that?
Yeah.
No.
That'll work. Still tight.
Okay, Tyson,
Yeah.
let's get 1 and 6 down. So the cap's off 1 and 6.
Okay.
Maybe that's one of them's our problem. And if that don't do it, we're gonna loosen mains 1 and 7. Not take them off, just loosen the bolts and see if it'll roll from there. And if that don't do it, it's got to be one of these other rods that we can't get to very good.
Okay.
But the problem is I kind of think that maybe it's this number 1. Got a pry bar now? Yeah, right there. Can't get through nothing. That one move. That one move. That one move. Okay.
It's got to be 1.
That'll be number 1. All right, pull the number 1 down.
Pull number 1 down?
Yep, get the cap off, and the inside's going to be harder, but I think once you get the cap off and loosened, it'll probably roll. Okay, do the other side. Got it?
Yep.
There.
Now you can see the rolls.
Give them the rest of the way off. Let's get them off. Get that cap off. Okay, we're still under this Cabover. It's been a little bit of a mystery. Usually when you got a motor locked up, it's really not that hard to find. We've now pulled every rod bearing out and every bottom main bearing out, and it will now turn. So obviously it is a bearing holding us up, but it's really not as bad as I anticipated. I thought we were going to see something really hammered, so, and we still may, but we're going to work on getting the tops out now of the mains. I'm sure our problem is going to lie there somewhere, but usually you can see a bearing hanging out, but if you look at these, I mean, they're obviously worn, no doubt, but nothing that's going to cause the metal that we've got in the pan. So hopefully the tops will be a telltale for us, but the motor will now roll, so that's beneficial. I think there's our problem.
That one?
Well, just the tops in general. They will not come out of there.
That one did.
That one's going to come, so anyway, do that, and then you just get your hill bar and you wedge it, like right there. So that's going to be our problem, I think, just all these tops. If you see this little mark right here, that is a piece that has been peeled off of what we've got in the pan. So we'll keep going here, but it obviously wasn't the worst one. That one might be a little tough.
That one's down. 79.
Camera. See if that'll roll. Well, nope.
You dropped something.
More of
It's
them.
got a little bit too.
Maybe the luckiest thing on the planet, isn't it? Yep. Let's turn the crank on that. The 1 and 7, Luke.
1 and 7.
So still not the whole problem,
Definitely not.
like we thought. Maybe this one.
Alright, let me go for this one.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a minute. It's this one. That thing is beat to shit. Did we not get the top out of that one? That's the one we couldn't get the top off. The reason it's rolling is because it came off.
Look at that.
Came out.
Look at that
Yeah,
rod.
it's a #1 rod.
Oh, look, it's broken. You can see it banging right there.
Yeah, it's because it's stuck to the top. Hang tight. Move your fingers. Move your fingers.
Holy cow.
Found it. Oh, that mess. For one rod.
The last one we're gonna take off.
Well, if you take any more than that off, you're wasting your time.
Roll it down so we can deal with it.
Well, let's see which rod we were.
I think it was that one that we were hanging up on. Or maybe that one.
He's loose.
That it?
I spun the backside.
Yep.
Got polished off that. That's the rod side. So it just spun in that rod. See how it's all grooved out?
Like, did they piggyback?
Yeah. Well,
If it was piggyback,
it would have been. Yeah.
Look at that. Is that the other side?
What are you looking at right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this right here.
Oh, what came out?
I don't know.
Oh, what just landed in my hand?
Still a chunk right here.
Well, that's the whole bearing. What just?
Is it the top side up there?
Oh, maybe the top of that came off. All right, now let's dry that up.
Probably have to have
We want it to
a copyright on
edited
that.
so that we look like we know what we're doing.
So is that the top side and one's top and one's bottom then?
Well, it
Piggyback.
piggyback because the tab's gone.
What does piggyback mean?
They run on
rolled
top of each
together.
other. They got stuck and then rolled into the
Rolled
other
into
one.
the other one? Okay.
That'll probably roll.
So is the crank trashed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fill that.
Well,
Fill it with your nail.
sorry.
But it might be easier to line bore this and put a new crank in it. Than
Yeah,
put
or
it in the
even-
motor.
I mean, you could probably turn the rods 10 or something if it'll go.
It's all gonna have to come out.
The whole engine, you mean?
Yeah.
You gotta pull the crank now.
So we're in the same boat. We're really just figuring out what happened, right? So. All right. Thanks for hanging in here with us. It's been a little bit of a chore trying to find this. Usually bearings are pretty easy to find. Pull the pan down, you can usually see one hanging out. You can see a blued rod cap or something, but this one has not been any of that. We ended up pulling a little bit of everything out. We got all the mains out. We got the center held up there so that we're not sagging on the seals just in case this thing was savable and we could put it back together. But finally we found the number one rod. Hopefully you can see that. That thing is hammered. And that was our culprit. Every bearing has a little bit of wear on it to the point, you wouldn't want to reuse it, but that's the one that hung up on us right there. So now the motor rolls over, and now we got to decide what the heck we're going to do. So come on out here, I'll show you this bearing. All right. Well, this is the number one rod bearing. It'll clamp in the crank like that. And as you can see, there's no bearing tangs on this. They've been sheared off because this thing has spun inside there. And the reason we know that is because the backs are not flat anymore. I don't know if you can see this lip right here, but it is worn the backside of this bearing right out. So that thing has just been locked up, spinning like this in there till it finally seized up. As smooth as can be, but there's no bearing left. It's just the steel that's there. So that's where all this stuff in the pan came from, is this bearing shell. And we've got, a few bearings that are cruddy looking, but nothing like that. So that's definitely our culprit. In the end, the answer's still the same. The motor's got to come out. We knew it was going to have to come out. It's just nice to find the problem. The next thing is it's kind of fun to try and figure out why it did what it did. If we end up rebuilding this motor, we're definitely going to have to figure that out, because we do not want to have a oil galley plugged or something in it that is going to ruin our new motor if we proceed to rebuild this one. It's definitely rebuildable. We'll have to do either put a crank in or probably turn the crank. If it'll go 10,000ths or something, we'll just have to see. So there's that option. We also have one out back that I've talked about before in a truck that is a runner It's just sat for a long time, so we would rebuild that one also before we go back in. It's just something I would like to do. I don't want to take it out twice, so we'll go through the time and money and trouble to get it in there and rebuild it. I'm a Cummins fan. I mean, I work on them all, but we talked about putting an M14 or a big cam in this truck, and it's still an option. The only thing that's keeping me from maybe doing that is there are some changes that'll have to be made with motor mounts and some linkages and stuff that it would just be easier to go back with what's in it. And since we do have one, that's really the way I'm leaning right now. So that's kind of where we're at. We're gonna have to get it out. I guess the big question is right now, are we gonna rebuild what's in it or rebuild another one? Either way, we're in it the same money and time, so it's just a matter of what we want to do. The only thing that's got me wanting to do this one is it was running once, so I imagine everything works and we don't have any issues that way. We just got to figure out what caused that bearing to go bad. So